Today I am going to discuss about conversion methods in C#.NET. That means how to convert string to integer. So why we should convert string to integer means in C#.NET, basically in console application, when we give any values as an input at running time, then application is treated as string format. Okay, so that's what we need to convert a value from string to integer. So to convert a value from string to integer, we have basically two conversion methods are there. One is convert.toInt method, next one is int.parse method. These two methods can be used to convert a value from string to integer, right? So what is the main difference between convert.toInt method and int.parse method? For example, let us consider there are three variables are there, int a and b and c. Then a value you are giving at runtime. That means if I am asking enter any two number means a value you should give runtime and b value should give runtime. But if we give a and b value runtime, that is integer values, because these two variables are integer type. When we are giving a values at runtime integer values, then application is treated as by default string format. So we should convert those values into integer format. To convert those values from string to integer format, we use conversion methods, these two, convert.toInt and int.parse. But what is the difference between these two methods? So to show the difference between these two methods, I will take here simple example. You can see this. When I am going to consider this is string as something value 100. This is the value 100 and which I kept in double quote. This is called string format. So this string s is a variable, 100 is a value. So I would like to convert this string value into integer format. So you know that converting this string value into integer format, we have two methods. Let's apply two methods here. Now console dot write line of, I am applying here convert.toInt32 of s. So what is the toInt32 here? So when we type this method in Visual Studio environment, you will be able to see that convert.toInt16, convert.toInt32, convert.toInt64. There are three options will be available, which will be discussed while doing the programming part, what is 16, 32 and 64. But meanwhile, let me take that 32 only, convert.toInt32 of s. Then next apply console.writeLine. Now this time I am going to do that int.parse of s. Then when I am going to do these two statements, so when I am going to execute these two statements are able to convert the string value to integer value. That means when I am giving here 100, that is coming into integer format, the output will be like this, 200s will come. This 100 is for convert.toInt32 statement and this 100 is for int.parse statement. Both have written successfully that string to integer. Then so what is the difference between these two? Let us consider, for example, when I am going to take string s equal to null. Let me give that commenting line. So commenting line means this won't be execute now. So this only will be execute. String s equal to null, that means null value I would like to convert into integer value. Then if we want to convert null value to integer value, that is string value to integer value, then whenever I am going to write these two statements, whenever I am going to execute these two statements, convert.toInt32 is written 0 and whereas int.parse is written an exception, that means value cannot be null. So in this case, when converting null value to integer value, int.parse method is a failure thing here. It cannot be convert if a value can be null. So it's unable to convert. But whereas convert.toInt32 then it can be able to convert easily null value to integer value. So this is the difference between convert.toInt method and int.parse method. So convert.toInt method is able to convert string value to integer and also null value to integer, but whereas int.parse method is only convert string value to integer, but it is not possible to convert null value to integer. So same thing we'll see practically. Then after that I will show how to give values at running time. That means, so if I am asking enter two numbers means, so two numbers as a programmer you should provide at runtime. If we give runtime, how to we convert, then how to we will get result. We will see practical implementation now. Okay, right. Now we will see the programming part here. One simple program I will show same thing. What is the difference between conversion, convert.toInt and int.parse? We'll see this programming part. So let's flip to Visual Studio, then let's open our existing application. How to open existing application? Already if we create, then click on File, go to Open and click on Project Solution. Then you can choose your folder where you have stored. That will be available, might be in F drive. C#, .NET programs, double click on it. This is our solution file, console app basics, and console app basics here I am selecting and click on open. So what we have implemented previously, that will come here, programs. So in the last session we have discussed program.cs and sample.cs. These two programs we have run. Now let's create a simple class to show the difference between convert.toInt and int.parse. So for this I am adding class. How to add class? You can see this project menu and add class, or else there is a shortcut key shift plus control plus C. Then class 1 I am going to change that meaningful name I am giving CLS convert. Then here I would like to add main method, that is static void main svm type double tab. So it is a main method. Then here I am going to take some string s equal to 100. So 100 is in double quotes, that is a string value. I would like to convert this string value into integer format. For this purpose I used to use convert.toInt method and int.parse method. First I will take convert.toInt method, then console.writeLine is a statement, then after that I will apply convert.toInt. Now observe here, when I am typing convert.toInt, then there are three options are available, 16 and 32 and 64. So what is these options? Later I will discuss here. So meanwhile let me take convert.toInt 32. Convert.toInt 32 of s here. Then after that let me go for console.writeLine int.parse. So int.parse of s. Then to stay back to our screen, console.read here. So it's very simple program. So we have taken string s variable and 100 is a value. This is string value I have given in double quotes. This value I would like to convert into integer format. Then that's what I have taken two statements, convert method and int.parse method. Let's see what will happen when I'm going to execute here. To execute this, first of all you have to change the startup object. First, changing the startup object you have to follow these steps. Go to Solution Explorer, double click on Properties and expand startup object. Already we have executed these two programs, program and sample. Let's try to execute CLS convert, but don't forget to save. You should save here. After saving you can click on start. Then you will be able to see this 200s, because this first 100 is for convert.toInt and second 100 is for int.parse here. So let's do that. What is the difference between convert.toInt and int.parse? Let's go to CLS convert class and let me give the comment here. So let's take another string s equal to null. Now you can see this string s equal to null. Now this time I would like to convert this null value to integer format. For that I use again two statements, convert.toInt and int.parse. When I'm going to execute this, you will be able to see this only 1 0, then other line it raises an error. Okay, now you can see this, then you can see value cannot be null, it is showing. So argument null exception was unhandled. So that means here it cannot be able to convert null value to integer value when we are going to take a null value. So that is int.parse is a failure case to convert that null value to integer value, but whereas convert.toInt32 is able to converting the value from null to integer. That's what we are seeing here, 0 here. Okay, so this is a very simple difference between convert.toInt and int.parse, right? So let's flip to another program for showing that how to print integer values at runtime. So print integer values at runtime, how to show that I will how to print integer values I will show now. Now you can see this. Let's go to class. Let me add one more class to this existing application. The class name is already sample class is there. Let me take sample1. Then here I am taking static void main. Then here I am asking here console.writeLine, console.writeLine, enter two numbers, enter two numbers. Then a value is, first we have to declare the variables. Like you can see this, there are three variables I am taking, int a and b and c. Then three variables. In these three variables we have to enter two variable data at running time, so that is a value. When I am going to give the a value at running time, first of all we should read to console.readLine. But when we are giving a value at running time, that is integer type. But whenever you are giving integer type at running time, though if you are given integer type at running time, then application is treated as string format. So that's what we have to convert, that is. So how to convert that? Convert.toInt32. So first let me use convert.toInt32. Later we will see the difference between 16 and 64, like that you can see this. Okay, right. Then b equal to, now you can see this, let me give the b value. B value also which will be entered by the user, convert.toInt32 of, then console.readLine. Now you can see this, I would like to add c equal to a plus b, just very simple operation, c equal to a plus b. Then finally I would like to display the value to the user, that is some value I would like to print. Then sum is plus, it will be stored in where? C. Then that is concatenation c. And to stay back to our screen, console.read method, right? Let's here console.read method is there. Now let's run the application and check out. So what will be the result here? Before running that, you can change the startup object by going to Solution Explorer, Properties, and Sample1. So I would like to execute this program. Now let's start the running application. Now it is asking enter two numbers. You should give the two numbers, for example 45 and 32, then 77 is there. Okay, clearly it is running. But you can see this, let me cue the breakpoint option. So breakpoint option is nothing but what? To check line by line execution, what's happening in internally. So after keeping the breakpoint, you can press start debugging. Then after that you can keep on continuously F11 line by line execution purpose. But meanwhile we can place the mouse pointer on A. So A is right now it is showing what? 0. Why? Because till now we didn't enter any value for the A. Right, let's press F11, then it will jump into output window and it is asking enter two numbers. I will enter first number. Let me press enter and again it will go to where? Now you can place the mouse pointer on A. A is having some 52 value here. Then when I am going to place B, so it is not showing any value here because it is expecting one more value. Now let's see this. Let's flip to Visual Studio, F11 again. So now you should give that, when we press F11 you should give that some value. Then after that enter, that result will be read. Now you can see this C equal to A plus B, 97. That 97 is not at all added to C value. When we press F11, that will go and add into C. Now you can see this C is a result value 97. Then press F11, it will be read and it will show the output to the user, that is 97. Okay, so these two values are clearly giving. So why we should use convert.toInt method? We should convert the values at running time, the to string to integer type, right? Let's take an 62. Okay, here I'm going to take, instead of 32, let's take 16 and let me take here also 16. But you can see this, when I'm going to 16 you will be able to give the values, right? Here I'm entering 451254. This is the 6-digit format. or else 5-digit format. When I'm going to enter, it raises an error. Okay, value was either too large or too small for an int 16. So that's what. So you should give only 4 digits value. So 1 2 3 5, then 7 5 4 5 6 side, it will be added clearly here. So this is 16 here. So actually the 16 and 32 and 64, that is only given range of input values. According to given range of input value, we have to decide what is 16 and what is 32, what is 64. Let's give 32 now. So both statements I am going to give 32. Now we can see this 32, then click on execute. Now you can able to see this. I am going to give some 9-digit value here. Right, when I'm going to enter, so 9-digit value clearly is going to be added here. Okay, right, let's give a 10-digit value now here. When I'm going to give 10-digit value, now again we will be get an error. Value was either too large or too small for int 32. So 32, if we take up to 9 digits we can give, and 16 you can take up to 4 digits you can give, but in place of 32 let me take another one. 64 is there, but whenever I am going to take 64, immediately you are showing underlined red mark. That means it is not suitable for integer data type. So why? Because 2 into 64 is not suitable for integer data type. It's a long value. So that's what you can change the data type called double data type. But when we take double data type, it's best suitable for 2 in 64. Then you can able to give that large values here. You can see these. I'm typing some large values, then entering here, it will be added clearly. It is there. Okay, not only these values, now you can see this. Let me add few more values like this, then you can type this here, then it will be added successfully here. So this is the double value. But you can see this, observe carefully. When I'm going to 2 into 64 with double data type, then I would like to add like these values 4 5 6 2 1.235, and you will be get an error again. Input string was not correct in format. Why? Because we are giving the point values, decimal values, then we have taken the double value. Though if you take 64, then it is not possible. Double values accept actually point values and all values, but here we have taken 64. That's what it is not accepting. Instead of 64, then we can take what? 2 double value I'm going to take. Now you can see this here, 2 double I'm changing, then it is going to be clearly accept the double values also here. Then let me take here also 2 double value, 2 double. Then let's run the application and check. Now this time 456.2.235 2541.23 something, it will be added successfully. So this is that conversion methods in C#.NET from int to from string to integer and double value to float value, that we can able to convert. These many conversion methods are there here. Okay, this program is showing how to print integer values at running time. That means we are giving the values at runtime here. So whenever we are giving the values at runtime like this, will be this 45 and 23 will be treated as string format by default. But if we want to convert that string value to integer format, we should use a conversion methods. Okay, right. So far we discussed how to give integer values at runtime. But in the first program we have seen how to print the string value. Welcome to Durgasoft. In second program we have seen how to print integer values at initially at compile time only. That means what? Here values we have given in the program, that as this it will display. Now in this program we have seen here how to conversion method difference and int.parse method difference. In this program we have seen how to read the values at running time, that to integer values. But let me take another class. I will show simple example how to read string value at runtime. That means so far in this program we have given the values at runtime, that is integer values only. So let me read string values how to read at runtime. For that I am taking sample 2 class, and as usual let me take static void main method, and I am writing some statements here. Console.writeLine, enter your name, enter your name. I am going to store the name, that is string format, in S. But whenever I am going to give running time string format, application is also treated as string format. So that's what you should read the values, group of characters. Then console.readLine I have taken. But why here I am not going to convert this So why? Because you are going to give the value at running time, that is group of characters. So that characters are string format. So readline method will return the string format. Then application is also treated as string format. That is the reason I am not converting this string to integer, not required here. Why? Because string data type I have taken, string value only we are entering, that is clear. Now after that, let me take console.write line. So whatever we entered the name, that name will become and stored in where? S variable. Then we should display that your name is, the name will be stored in S variable. We have to show that S variable. To stay back to our screen, then console.read method. Okay, right. So let's run the application and check. So now this time how to print string values at running time. So let's change the startup object, that is sample2, then click on save and run the application and check. You can see this here. So enter your name. So you can enter the name like this. You can see this, your name is so and so, it is displaying. But how it will be displayed? So you can see this. Let me keep the breakpoint here. Where should I keep the breakpoint here? As actually in the program where the logic part is starting, that only you have to keep the breakpoint so that you can able to clearly finding what's happening internally. Let's click on that. Then you are right now you can place mouse pointer on S. Now you can see this S is showing null. Why? Because till now we didn't enter any value for that value. Then let's press F11. Then it is asking your name. For example, if I am asking that name called Durga Soft. So now press enter, then you will be able to check out here. You can see this S is having Durga Soft. If you want to display this S value in visualizer, that is text visualizer or XML visualizer and HTML visualizer, you can click on it. The name it will be available in HTML visualizer. Okay, what value is there? S value. Now let's press F11. Then you will be read and you will be get it to that name here. Your name is so and so, like that. So this program is simply showing what to display the values at running time, that what values, string values. And last program we have seen to display the values at running time, that is what values, integer values. Okay, right. So you can strictly remember, whenever we are giving the value at running time, that is string, so you should not convert, you need not to convert, because application is treated as string, you are only giving string, so not required. But application is treated as string, but if you are providing integer, so that time we should convert from string to integer. So you know that conversion purpose, we have conversion method. Just now we talk about convert.toInt and int.parse, so and so. Okay, right. So next I am going to discuss about arrays. So our next topic is arrays. Okay, so now I am going to discuss about arrays in C#.NET. So here, what is an array? So why we use an arrays? What type of array is there in C#.NET? Let's talk about. Okay, right.